Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me live. I'm Jordan Lang, holistic life coach for women in all seasons of motherhood. I absolutely love sharing with others about my experiences and my insight and kind of my perspective on things. So thanks so much for joining me, whether you're watching live or catching the replay. Hello to everybody on Facebook and on Instagram. Thanks so much for being here today. We are on week 9 of our summer series, so we are nearly done. We have today and then next week, and then we start back to school. At least we do out here in Utah for my kids. So, which is crazy. I feel like the summer has just totally flown by. I don't know if you feel that way or not, but I definitely am feeling it. So today our topic is one that is really near and dear to my heart. It's something that for a very long time I struggled with. I feel like a lot of these topics that I'm sharing with you all about are ones that I say every time when I start. Like, I love chatting with you about this, or I love sharing with moms about this. And it's because I handpicked each topic because they were things that I personally struggled with or still continue to work through on a regular basis. So today's topic, again, I'm super excited about it because it is all about time management and scheduling, which are things that, quite honestly, it used to really be a big deal for me in kind of a bad way. I used to be kind of the type of person like fly by the seat of my pants, didn't really have a schedule. I thought that I was just real laid back and real chill and real everything else. And while that does tend to be part of my personality, much more laid back, I found that, especially after having our son, who's almost 2, it created, like, not having a good schedule and having poor time management, it really created a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress on a daily basis for me. And it was something that honestly, it ruled my life instead of me having control and power over my time and my schedule. So if that's where you are right now, know that there's hope. Know that you don't have to stay that way. You don't have to stay stuck in that place. I'm going to give you I'm going to give you exactly what I did in order to get where I am today. And now that doesn't mean that everything goes perfect, because hello, kids, that's not possible, right? For things to go perfectly, it's just not. But things run a lot more smoothly, and I have a lot less stress, a lot less anxiety, and I feel like I have control over my time and my schedule. I really do. And it's such a good feeling. So know that that's totally possible for you to be in that place too, okay? So I'm going to share with you literally exactly the steps that I took to get to where I am now, okay? As you're watching, if you have any questions or anything, if you're watching the replay or catching me live, please feel free to share your questions, ask your questions, because like I said, this is one of the things that I specialize in with my coaching is time management and scheduling. So don't hesitate to ask your questions or share your hesitations or anything like that. Because seriously, this is one of the things that I specialize in, and I love helping busy moms to gain control over this, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. So the first thing is, really, you have to acknowledge that you need help, right? That you can't continue doing what you're doing. And if you're watching this, chances are that is where you're at, right? You realize that you can't continue doing what you're doing, so you need to change something that you're doing, right? The insanity cycle is you keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting it to be different. But if you don't change anything, nothing changes, okay? And that's where I was stuck for the longest time. I knew I wanted something to change, but I wasn't doing anything to change it. Okay, so first acknowledge and get real and honest with yourself that things, if you're feeling stressed and you're feeling overwhelmed and you're feeling anxious and you know, all of these things, that's normal to feel that way, especially if you don't have a good handle on your time and your schedule. It's just going to happen, right? That doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong or you're this horrible mom. It just means you're human, okay? So acknowledge that right now what you're doing isn't working. So be open to change, okay? So be open. That is totally a good place to start, is to be open, okay? The first thing you want to do is you want to declare your ideal schedule. Declare it. Write it down. Get honest with yourself. What would I do if my day was perfect? We know that perfection isn't real, but if things went exactly the way you wanted to in your day, what would it look like? What time would you get up? What would you do when you got up? What would you do after you got the kids off to school? Or how would your morning go? How would it go? What would you do when your kids were at school, or if you're a working mom? How would your day go at work? When would you take lunch? When would you pick your kids up from school? How would your evening go? You know, if you're staying home with your kiddos or you're a work at home mom, what does that look like for you? What does your schedule look like for you? How does your evening go? You know, what do you do? Obviously, each evening may be a little bit different depending on activities and sports and whatever. I'm not saying like you have to put out every single day with exactly how, you know, Monday through Sunday, how it's going to go. I just mean like a generalization. Okay? Get clear, get honest, declare how you want your day to go. Do it. Write it out. If it's not going how you want it to go right now, how do you want it to go? What do you want it to look like? Okay? How do you want to feel throughout the day? Do you want to feel stressed? Do you want to feel anxious? Do you want to feel overwhelmed? Do you want to feel angry or frustrated? Probably not. So how do you want to feel? When I do this, and you guys, I do this quarterly, like every 3 months, I sit down and I do this. I'm getting ready to do it again because the kids are going back to school. So I'm going to get ready. I'm going to sit down and I'm going to write out and declare my ideal schedule. I want to feel simple. I want it to feel simple. I want it to feel easy. I want it to feel light. I want to feel peaceful. I want to feel calm. Like, especially in the morning when I'm getting the kids ready for school, you guys, like that's the way I want to feel. Okay, so what are you going to do in your schedule to be able to create that, right? Do you understand like how that works? You want to sit down and write it out. And be thinking too, why do I want it to go this way? How will it make it easier for you? How will it make it more simple for you, right? Okay, so that's the first thing you want to do is you want to write out and declare your ideal schedule, how you want it to go. If everything was perfect, how would it go for you? Okay, the next thing you want to do is you want to track your time. You want to track your time. You want to literally, from the time you wake up in the morning until the time you go to bed, write down what you do. If you want to keep a little notebook with you, if you want to keep track of it in the notes section on your phone or the memo section on your phone, do that. But you gotta track your time. This piece right here, tracking your time, was crucial for me. This was the turning point. The moment that I tracked my time, the very first time that I did this, and this was spring of, what year is it? Spring of 2017 is when I did this, you guys. I tracked my time. It was like early March. This was crucial. It totally changed the way that I looked at things by tracking my time. Okay? Also keep track of how you feel throughout the day, because a lot of times it's associated with the action that you're doing. Okay, if you're feeling a little overwhelmed and you're getting your kids ready for the morning, or you're feeling frustrated and you just finished dinner and you're looking at the big pile of dishes that you have to do. I'm speaking from experience, you guys. Like, these are my examples personally. Write it out, track it, track your time, okay? Whether you're on social media, especially, you guys, that's really important. Track your social media time. How long and how often do you check social media? That was the big one for me, okay? That was a big eye opener for me. Okay, so track your time. While you're doing it, just a side note, don't judge yourself. Don't cast any judgment on yourself for how you're feeling or what you're doing, okay? This is purely observational, so just track your time. Don't add anything else onto it, just track it, okay? Next, what you want to do is you want to get honest with where your free time is, okay? So just like a general overview, when you look at your schedule, once you've tracked your time, get honest about your free time. See where your time is spent, maybe break it down. Do you spend a lot of time during the week on chores, on, picking up after your kids or your husband? It's like having another child, right? Do you spend a lot of time doing that? Do you spend a lot of time on Netflix or watching TV? Do you spend a lot of time on social media? Okay, get honest with yourself on where how your time is being spent and where you have that free time. Okay, again, no judgment. Those aren't bad things. I'm just saying become aware of them. It's in creating that awareness that you can create change. Okay, if you're not aware of it, you can't change it. So just create that awareness, okay? Then you want to look at and compare your current schedule that you tracked, your time that you tracked, versus your ideal schedule. How is it similar? How is it different? Okay? How does it compare? Just take a look at that and see how different it is. How far off is your ideal schedule from what you're currently doing? How far off is it? A lot of moms that I've had do this, they say that it's really not that far off. There are a couple things here and there, and it was in creating that awareness of where and how they were spending their time that they were able to see little changes that they could make. So it's all like I'm telling you guys, this works, okay? So how does it compare? For me, when I did it, it really wasn't that far off. It really wasn't. There were some things that were like really far off. Like, in my ideal perfect world, I would be a morning person, which I'm not, but I would be a morning person. I'd get up early before the kids and, everything else. Well, that never happened. Even now, that still doesn't happen, and I'm done trying to force myself to make it happen. So honor yourself too. If you're a morning person and you can do that, more power to you, do it. Okay, I'm not. So for me to get up at 6 a.m., 5:30 a.m. before my kiddos get up, it's just not going to happen, and that's okay. Everyone's schedule is different, and I'm done trying to create the schedule that isn't true to me and what I want to do. Don't force things, okay? Don't force it. Just look and compare. Again, no judgment. How far off is it? And honestly, you guys, I was spending so much time Netflix binging and on social media. Like, we're talking hours a day doing these things. And I didn't realize it. Like, when I sat down and I looked at it, hey, let me check my social media accounts real quick. That was always my thing. I'm just going to do this real quick. It always turned into 15 to 30 minutes several times throughout the day. And you guys, that adds up. It adds up. And it wasn't like I was doing anything. At the time, I was working with an MLM, so I was like, in my mind, I'm like, I'm working. I wasn't working. I wasn't. You guys, I was falling into the comparison trap. I was scrolling through social media, checking out everyone else's highlight reels, feeling sorry for myself and bad about myself. So then it got me in this rut. It wasn't until I tracked my time and my schedule that I saw I was spending all this time, and how did I feel when I was in that? Because I felt like crap. Felt bad about myself. I, felt down. I felt like I wasn't good enough. Track your time and track the way that you're feeling, because there is a connection. There is totally a connection, you guys. This works. Trust me. Give it a go. Okay. And then lastly, you really need to start shifting your mindset, because you'll find that you do have time for all of the things that you want to get done in the day. You'll find out you do. And it's sometimes a hard pill to swallow, because we glorify being busy in today's society, don't we? We do. We glorify being busy. It's like, oh, I have all of these things that I have to do, and I'm just so busy. Why do we do it? And it's like a competition between parents sometimes with, oh, I'm taking, my child here and here and here. And, when we can maybe squeeze in a play date. I'm not saying that activities and things are wrong. I'm not saying having your kids in sports or anything like that is wrong. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is we glorify being busy, and we don't take the time to slow down and to just do nothing. And that was me. That was me. I was constantly going and doing and then saying, oh, I can't do that because I'm too busy, or I really want to do that, but I can't because I'm too busy. Or I don't have enough time for self-care because my kids take up so much time, which kids do. They do take up a lot of time. But when I broke it down and I looked and I saw where my time was being spent, how it's being spent not in a good way, I realized that I had more than enough time to get everything done that I wanted to do. Seriously, you guys. You have to get real with yourself. You have to get honest with yourself. If what you're doing right now isn't working, what can you change? What can you change? And it really does all start with shifting your mindset, okay? It starts with shifting your habits, your thoughts, your beliefs, your feelings about things. It helps to delegate and to prioritize. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm getting a phone call. Sorry, that was my husband. Sorry, everybody. It helps to prioritize. It helps to delegate tasks to others. Removing the guilt, making yourself a priority. All of those things. If you're struggling with this right now, I would love to chat with you. I actually have a course coming up in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. The end of this month, I have a course coming up called Rising Mamas Take Back Your Time. And we go through all of these things in detail. It's a group coaching course. So you do the course together as a group, emails, private Facebook group. This works, ladies. It does. It really works. There's no such thing as perfection. It's never going to be perfect, especially if you have kiddos. They are unpredictable. Things happen. But it is possible to reclaim your time and your schedule. It's totally possible. I recommend doing the things that I suggested below with tracking your time, getting honest, declaring your ideal schedule, all of those things. That is a great place to start. And then you really do want to work on shifting your mindset. So that's something that you're struggling with, you want help with it, reach out to me. I'll get you more information on my course that's coming up. This is going to be a full year since I launched it. I launched it in August of 2017, and it's awesome, you guys. It's 4 weeks and just jam-packed full of really great stuff to help you do exactly what you want to do with reclaiming your time and your schedule as a busy mom. And and, you know, get back to being you and doing the things that you want to do. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, so it is totally possible to do this, okay? So if you have any questions or anything at all, please reach out to me. I would love to chat with you more, give you more information on the course if that's what you want, or one-on-one coaching with me. I am taking spots for September as well. August is booked with one-on-one clients, so I am taking clients on for September. Super excited about that. And again, we dive more deeply into all of these things with mindset, time management, and self-care. So if that's something you are interested in, please hit me up. Let me know. Have an awesome week, you guys. I still can't believe we're into August. It's just so crazy. But I'm sending you all lots of love. Enjoy the rest of your week, and I will chat with you all soon. Bye.